Cinema. An art form that's been around since the 1800s. What started as basically gifts of people moving has, over time, become an art form enjoyed by most people, including myself. I even became a film major in college because I loved this art form so much. This art form in particular people love because the stories it can tell and the influence it has on most people. All of these tiny little aspects of film people enjoy are all well represented in this new film, Pompo the Cinephile. First off, this is a film for filmmakers. There's so many nods to classic cinema in terms of shot composition and even editing. There was an interview before the film where the director and the producer discussed things like the research necessary to make the film, among other things. The director and the producer actually knew nothing about live-action film, but to have a movie with such an in-depth look at the process behind movies, it's definitely a movie you can tell they researched heavily for. I've made films in the past, and I can relate to all the challenges, struggles, and even the creative moments the characters go through. This is like a SHIROBAKO, but for live-action film, and that's a good thing. SHIROBAKO showcases the process behind the anime industry while also being a good story with great characters. Pompo is the same. Now that that's out of the way, let's actually talk about what this movie is about. So, Pompo the Cinephile is not about Pompo actually. I know, big shocker. It's actually about a kid named Gene. He's a guy who's a social outcast in every sense of the word. With no friends and really no social life, he had nothing to do but watch movies in his free time. This developed into a very strong skill set for filmmaking through coming up with ideas for films and very good solutions to problems that happen on set. Pompo, or Joel Davovich Pomponet, is a genius child producer who produces mostly B-movies. Gene happens to be her production assistant, which is a person who helps out on set doing whatever they can. Pompo loves film. Her grandfather led many a cast and crew to Academy Awards, or in this universe, Nya Academy Awards. This takes place in the fictional world of Nya Hollywood, which is obviously based on real Hollywood. Anyway, one day, Pompo writes a script, and this script is read by Gene, and with his knowledge and love for cinema, he understands that this script is phenomenal. Pompo, being the risk-taker and energetic person that she is, makes Gene the director. Now Gene, directing his first film ever, has to muster up his courage and make a film that will spur up audiences around the world. At first, I thought this movie was going to be about Pompo making movies, and it's kinda that. She is the producer, so she does the planning that goes into the movie, but Gene is the main character. There's also another character named Natalie Woodward. She's a girl who came from basically the country with dreams and ambitions, and with Pompo and Gene's eye for seeing talent, she gets cast in this movie as the main lead, even though it's her first lead role. The pressure is on from the crew, and Gene makes everything work like a good director does. This is my favorite thing about this movie. It doesn't skimp out on the details of the filmmaking process. It showcases everything from scripting, pre-production, which is getting the things all ready for the main shoot, like locations, actors, etc., production, which is the shoot itself, and then post-production, which is the edit. It even showcases the ups and downs of the process. Creative problem solving is the name of the game here when it comes to filmmaking, because things will pop up that might throw off the entire schedule of filming, but with a little creative problem solving, things can be fixed. For example, there's one scene where they use the weather to their advantage. Everyone else is wondering if they should just stop filming, since it's raining and it's an outdoor shoot. But Gene has a clever idea to showcase the main character's turmoil using the rainy day as a backdrop. The ideas Gene has are so clear, it's fun to see what he'll come up with next. This film also captures the team aspect of making a film. It's not all on the director like most people think. Input can come from unlikely places, like the lighting crew, the actors, and other departments. Everyone has a say, and because of this, the crew can work together to create an amazing film. I remember a story from my college about my final film. In it, I was the director, producer, and editor, and we had to do everything by ourselves, finding the cast and crew, locations, etc. I was so nervous in making this film, but with the help of the crew and creative problem solving, we made a film that I'm still proud of to this day.
Yes, this is my granddaughter. She was the light of my life. We would spend many days here at the park just enjoying all the sights and sounds of what the park had to offer. She would help me with my puzzles, and I would listen to all the interesting stories she had to tell. Unfortunately, she's not here anymore. Sometimes I forget and try to ask her for help, but there's no one there. It's been so hard.
One of my favorite things about this film is how creative it is. The director and the producer in that interview that I mentioned at the beginning of this review purposely tried to add as many quote-unquote Hollywood film techniques as possible, and it shows. There are match cuts, which match a frame with another frame for a smooth transition, jump cuts, which show passage of time, wipe transitions, which have an object on screen wipe away the scene to transition into another scene, and so many more. Also, the way they showcase editing is so clever. Film strips appear in front of Gene in this alternate world. He's like a swordsman, and he cuts the film and tapes them back together. This is also paired with him actually editing, and it gave me hard flashbacks of the time editing in school, spending countless nights editing to make a film as best as it could be. There's also how it portrays performances of actors. When an actor acts, they step into the mind of the character, and with Gene watching the performances of Natalie and the best actor in the world, Martin Braddock, they showcase it by having electricity shock Gene. The first viewing of an actor's performance and the visual presentation is something to behold. Now I've talked so much about how this film is a movie for filmmakers and how they're so faithful to the filmmaking process, but this movie also has a great story with a great message that can relate to everyone. While making Meister, which is the film in the movie that they're making, Gene struggles with editing the film. He wants to make it in a way where audiences will be riled up with emotion, just like how Pompo and him want. But he gets stuck along the way. They showcase the countless ways that you can edit just one scene of a film, and that just struck out to me, because that's me editing these videos, or even my own films. That's the greatness of editing, in my opinion. You might make something completely different than someone else, because everyone has different ideas and life experience. But anyway, getting a little bit off topic. This is a film about dreams, ambitions, and the love of cinema. Gene wants this movie to be for the dreamers out there, so through many different edits, he crafts the film of his own dreams. The love of cinema is strong here. There's one section of the film where it goes into how Gene, Natalie, and Pompo all get into movies, and that really moved me. Ha! Got him! Anyway, I feel their origin stories. I got into movies because my dad loves film, and we would watch films together with my entire family every Friday when I was little. So the love of film transferred to me, just like the love of film transferred to the characters of this movie. I love that this movie does this, because there's so many people who are struggling, but throughout the movie, the film they make causes the people to rally together and fulfill the dreams they never thought were possible. I also love that the characters seem that they're based on real people. Natalie's whole story of dropping everything and going to Hollywood sounds like what Emma Stone did. Gene also reminds me of Stanley Kubrick of 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Shining fame. When Kubrick was younger, he was also kind of a social outcast, so movies were all that he had too. He would watch movies all the time and take notes about the things happening in said films. And that's just like Gene. Gene wants to create a film that will inspire his audience to follow their dreams, and that's what this film is all about. Influencing your audience to feel a certain way, and both Gene's film and this film do that in a spectacular way. By riling up our emotions through the incredible visuals to the hype insert songs you hear throughout, Pompo is a movie that I feel most people can at least take something out of. Definitely check out this movie when it comes out on DVD or streaming services. You won't regret it. Alright, thanks everyone for checking out this review. I haven't done a movie review like this since the pandemic, but I'm finally glad to be doing another one again. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe, like, and comment so we can get this video to a wider audience. See you all next time, and don't forget, join the Hive Mind.